I hope you had a great summer. I had a great summer. Spent some time with the grandkids. Also spent some time doing some volunteer work as a search and rescue volunteer. I have a dog that does searches for lost people. I've written about that a lot in my books and also in some fiction books. And I spent a lot of time on that and had some exciting times doing that. Well, a few years ago, I was doing a talk in Iceland, of all places, about the search and rescue and training some groups there to do volunteer search and rescue. And I took a few days and did a hike from central Iceland to the coast of Iceland. And it's called the Lagavegr Trail. It's fairly well known. Maybe some of you have even done that. Along the trail, as day in and day out, as we would hike and cross rivers and see glaciers and do these things, it came to my mind that I wanted my students to have this experience. I wanted them to know what it was like to have to deal with these problems along the road. And I thought, as I teach a leadership class, that this would be a great leadership experience. Well, I can't take you all on the Lagavegr Trail, but I did figure out a way to do something like that. And over the last few years, we've perfected it, worked on it. Now we're beta testing an AI version of it. It's called the Leadership Quest, and it's the thing that makes this class unique. You will be clicking on the Leadership Quest, and it will start asking you a series of questions, and it will lead you down a trail, and you will have to make decisions. And at the end of the class, once you've done this, it will take somewhere between 3 and 4 or 5 hours to complete this problem that is different for all of you, because based on the decisions you make, AI gives you a different set of problems next time around. And when you're finished with that, you will have 2 papers to write. And that's how you will finish this class. The first paper asks you to look inside your heart. Asks you to look and see how you've changed as a leader. See how you've grown. And so it's a good idea to take notes as you go along, or journal a little bit as you go along, and figure out how am I thinking differently about this thing called leadership now that I have to make decisions and solve problems. The second paper I'm going to have you do is to look at a team that you can have access to, not a sports team, a team that you can have access to that'll help you figure out how teams work differently, because your leadership experience, when you start becoming a leader, it will be within the context of a team. And so you have to understand teams. Those 2 things, those 2 papers are absolutely critical. And then there's some quizzes and readings along the way. Now, the main thing you need to know is that there are 2 teaching assistants in this class, both of whom reside in Logan and are absolutely accessible to you. I am also absolutely accessible to you. So between the 3 of us, you ought to be able to have personal contact with somebody. You can call me at any time for any reason. I will put up my phone number in lots of places. And please be willing to do that so that we can get you through this experience, not just a class, but this experience together. Thanks. Take care.